Hello and welcome to the Weebys. We are your hosts, Onimaru and...
Shocking. Woo! Yay!
And we're finally here. I love that intro. I'm glad I didn't go for like some trumpet kind of like, I don't know, inspirational feel, like classical feel. That was the original thing I wanted to go for. And I was like, no, I like this. I really like this.
We were both fist pumping in the back, unprepared. So I think we are on the same page.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm feeling this. So what's up, guys? Sorry for the wait, technical delay. But for those of you that are just joining us, thank you for coming on. As some of you may know, we've been working on this for like the past month. Last week we procrastinated a little bit because we needed to work out some kinks, but we are ready. And for those of you that are new to the stream, haven't heard of us before, this is not our typical podcast. It's an event. So we will be talking today about the best anime in 2021. So to kick it off, should we just get into our first category?
Yeah, but I think beforehand we should mention our sponsors. Us. We are our own sponsors.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I'm going to do that bit. And then I discarded it because I'm like, probably, We are sponsored by Just Weebs. So
sponsored by us, possibly you next year. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, we will open up a Patreon and then we will take embarrassing requests and do fun other podcast topics that you have in mind. So like, comment, subscribe, and you can be the next sponsor of the Weebys 2022.
Exactly. You can send us free stuff too. We will definitely wear it on stream as long as it's appropriate. Definitely. Oh, and if you do subscribe or help us get to 1,000 and get the Patreon, this is only a preview of the fun stuff we do have in mind that we really, really want to do. So this was a lot of fun. And yes, to answer someone in the chat, I am wearing pants. This is not just for show. It's the full thing. I can show you at the end. But yeah. Oh, and someone else in the chat asked about ringing that bell. You should ring that bell because you should be notified. So actually, before we get right into the categories, I should explain one thing. There might have been a little confusion about the audience vote. How much does that count and all that stuff? So the way we're doing this is there was an audience vote. We extended it to the viewers for the past 2 weeks. That's unfortunately closed now. So if you didn't get your vote in, we already counted what we did. But pretty much we're going to be revealing the nominees or showing the nominees, talking a bit about them, then going to the audience winner, and then our winner, and then seeing, how closely we matched up with our viewers and, who has the better taste among us. So really it's about who's going to win tonight, big, us or the audience, or if we're on the same page. So that's about all I have to explain. Anything else, Shaw, that I'm forgetting, or should we just kind of get into it?
I think we should just hop right into it.
Okay. So for the first category that we got, people to vote on, and we also, it was tough narrowing this down, but our first category is the best OST, and let me just pull up the nominees here. So here are our best OST nominees. We've got from the left, starting from the left, Sunny Boy, Beastars, Season 2, Odd Taxi, Wonder Egg Priority, Vivi, and Nomad. So those are our nominees.
So I think we could do for each category. We have audience. Who do you guys think we picked, and who do you think you, the audience, picked? We could do some pre-reveal bets for each one. So just spam. Who do you think we picked, and who do you think should win?
Yeah.
Pick the winner and who should win, because you guys are the audience. So even if you didn't vote, you guys are still the audience vote.
Yeah. In the meantime, while you're sending in your predictions, I guess we can talk a little bit about each nominee, kind of give our thoughts, our thought process behind, why we picked them, stuff like that. I can pull them back up again as just a reminder to myself as well. So Sunny Boy, I think, without saying too much about the show, if you've watched it already or haven't, it doesn't have much of a soundtrack. Like it has a soundtrack, but it uses it very sparingly. And when it does, it's really, really good. So that's like a definite pick for both of us. I think we were in agreement.
Yeah, definitely. I think Sunny Boy, without revealing a winner, if we had to pick best insert song, it would definitely also probably be a good contender for that. There were a lot of great insert songs. Just it had a really cool vibe. It kind of reminded me of maybe a more subdued, Fully Cooley-esque soundtrack, which kind of fits this show, which has a very coming of age style to it. So Sunny Boy is a cool one. I think we went back to us, which it's nice to see us, but
I'm trying to flip back, through
to show off our suit, show off our outfits.
Yeah, just a little bit, just so people can see us. But let me go back. I think Beastars definitely had an amazing soundtrack. Do we count the ED? I guess we don't count the ED. We're just talking about the insert songs.
For that. But it has a good, it establishes the atmosphere very well. I think you could probably say the same for Odd Taxi and Wonder Egg Priority too. You might not be able to identify too many individual tracks, but it sets the tone well. And then, we got Weeby, obviously an idol anime. There's a lot of singing, a lot of Weeby singing. So a lot of standout tracks in that regard.
What I do love about Weeby though is how it combines, I think someone said it before, someone smarter than me, the diegetic use of its music, it integrates it. The songs that she sings are actually part of the OP or the soundtrack. So it's really cool.
I like how you said someone else said diegetic, because I'm that is not a Just Weeks vocabulary.
That is not a me word. That is not part of our brand. We kind of outsourced that, and that's where we got that. But thank you to whoever said that.
Thank you. Shout out to you.
You make us better.
And then, of course, Nomad is a Spanish guitar. I think that we just said Spanish guitar and we threw it in the nominees.
That is actually the only reason I need, because I was just watching Nomad and I'm there is Spanish guitar in this. I have never heard this in anime. This is unique. This needs to be in here. Yep. Come on. Who doesn't like Spanish guitar?
I don't want to know. That's a rhetorical question. I don't want to know if someone does not like Spanish guitar.
Oh, yeah. I want to know. I'll have a word with you. I want to know. So we're back. So those are our nominees. Should we do a drum roll? Should we just reveal what the audience picked? Or should we also go through the breakdown? Because some of them were actually very close. I was watching what was first and second in the audience picks.
Let's just say what the audience picked, our pick, and then talk about both.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. All right. So I'm going to pull up the audience winner.
I'll try it in drum roll again.
Final guesses. All right, I'm opening the audience envelope. I'm going to transition to digital though, because I don't actually have an envelope. And the audience OST winner is Sunny Boy.
Hey.
Was that a surprise? Was that a surprise?
Boy, no riot time. No riot.
No riots in the chat.
No
Sunny
riots.
Boy was represented. I think that's a fair pick.
I would agree. I think Sunny Boy really started killing it in the second half with the OST. I think there are so many magical moments where the OST just really set the tone. And Sunny Boy's kind of a very minimalistic show where they're not really, not a lot of exposition in terms of detailing how characters are feeling and what the vibe is. So, there are a lot of times when the OST really set the tone. You knew what was going on because of the OST. So
the OST was very telling. And that's kind of how the best way also to use music, not the only way, but really good when all you need is just to hit, to make those moments, like you said, the magical moments land. And that's when, you can really feel them. So, and it gives you a good indication of the characters, like you said, what they're feeling. Let me see if I can pull up what the breakdown was for this.
Not many exposition. Yeah, I understand, except for the baseball episode. Throwback to that.
Oh my God.
The director was that I don't like a lot of monologues. It's there are at least 2 episodes where half of these are monologues, but you do you, King.
I felt bad. I was just I was tuning out at the amount of detail they were going on about the baseball history.
I know Maz appreciated it, but because he's a big baseball fan, but he's probably it. Probably the only one.
I'm not interested, guy. And it just kept going, and I was okay.
Yeah.
But pretty much, Sunny Boy won by a very, very wide margin. It takes up almost half the graph.
No riot time. I can
second though. No, it's all right. If you want to,
I'll do the other ones.
It's just pie charts. Second though was Nomad. So Spanish guitar. Someone did
Another
appreciate
win for Spanish guitar.
Yeah. Spanish guitar.
So let's see who won for us though, as in the real winner. Who's the real winner?
Right, let's get into that. And I think the chat didn't take kindly to the exposition of episode 4, so let's do. Okay, we're back to us, and now our winner is Sunny Boy.
Sunny Boy, as you expected. I almost spoiled it earlier when I was like, if we had best insert song, it would win that too. And I was like, oh, I mean, it might win that one too. No, Sunny Boy wins as expected, as evident by me rioting in Under the Scopes chat when Kike won best OST and Sunny Boy didn't. Sunny Boy deserves to win.
So you kind of spoiled it, you know. If someone was in that chat, they're like, I know what Just Weebs is gonna pick.
If my poll was enough, because you never know, you might have been like, no, I hate the Sunny Boy OST.
You know, this might not be surprising, guys, but I'm sure there will be upsets later on. There will be possibly some rioting, but we're good now. We're good for now. We're okay. The first category can't be hot because that's what happened with the hot take stream. We got the hottest take in the beginning, and then it was like, okay. So.
Don't worry. There will be time for rioting. I think there will be some riots to be had later on.
Class Fac is calling in the chat. This is the Sunny Boy Awards. That is a bold claim.
Especially after one award.
That's it.
One award, but it's
calling it Sunny Boy Awards.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that. I have no more to say on that.
We are presenting Sunny Boy, the anime, with the Golden Truck-kun Award.
Yes.
It's the Golden Truck-kun trophy, as you can see in the bottom left-hand corner. Or if you're listening to audio, you can hear me say the Golden Truck-kun. So,
due to monetary issues, we weren't able to 3D print the award out. We will, work on that next year. At least like a foam one, or
if we get a Patreon, we will make
what?
Sunny Boy Award and the real Truck-kun Awards.
Patreon tier. Yes. All right. So let's move on to the next category we have, which is character designs. So let me switch some things up. Okay. Finding where that is. Here we go. And here are character design nominees. Shah, would you like to read them off?
Yeah, for best character design, we have Odd Taxi, SSSS Dyna Xenon, Skate the Infinity, Wonder Egg Priority, 86, and Mushoku Tensei. So we have a very eclectic, very colorful group of nominees. As someone who helped come up with the nominees, I'm content with the nominees. How do you feel, Onimaru, as the other half of the person who came up with the nominees?
I'm content with my half. No, I'm content with overall. I think it's a nice representative, picks. It's varied enough. We've got some fun anime, we've got some serious anime, we've got some disappointments, we've got some really, good surprises, and we've got Mushoku Tensei. So I think we're representing everybody here.
So let's get this out of the way. We have a comment saying, no ranking of kings, shameful. This is the best time to remind everyone that one of our rules was no still currently airing anime for the 2021 awards. We took issue when Crunchyroll did that and included ongoing anime. So we are not going to do that because I talked way too much shit about that. So number one rule, no matter how much we think something deserves to be a winner or nominee, if it is still currently airing as of, February 3rd, 2022, we are not including it. So
yeah, we were both completely in consensus about that. That's always annoyed me about award shows. I guess there's only one award show, but anyways, that's always just kind of annoyed me. And so, it didn't seem fair. Plus, I think Muska Art mentioned it to us once on Twitter. It might have been the Ranking of King Awards if it was actually finished and valid. So
yeah, so we might have to wait for that next year. But
yeah. We'll see
until
next year.
Then, we will see, this, we're starting with the, did we want to do a quick background? I think we kind of said it, right? Like, these all look good, different art styles, different, interesting, but, good stuff.
I mean, I wish we could show examples, but copyright. So anyways, we just got to do this and use your imagination. But if you've watched the show, I think Odd Taxi, I won't go into why too much because it's a little bit of a,
Did we just spoil Odd Taxi at some point?
Can we spoil Odd Taxi? Chat, if you give us permission to spoil Odd Taxi, we will come back to it.
Yeah, if you guys, if not, we will just vaguely make comments. So
I always thought Dynazenon had great designs. Even before it aired, it just like visually striking with the characters, and especially Galma. He always looked really cool.
Yeah, I like the color palette. It's not just like the hair and eye combo; it's like the outfit combination too. So a lot of interesting colors just used in Dynazenon, both like bold, bold. What's the word I'm thinking? Like pastels. You know, just a very good color range. And you can kind of see that a bit with also Skate the Infinity. Very bold colors, very bold show.
Unique costumes for certain characters.
Yes. Very fun. Because for most people who haven't seen Skate the Infinity, which was me until like 3 days ago, they have like kind of normal outfits and then like skating costumes for their kind of like semi alter egos. So that's kind of cool to see.
Yeah.
And then, Wonder Egg Priority, I feel like it's not a Kyoto Animation show, but I feel like it has that Kyoto Animation style, detailed eyes, very aesthetically pleasing hair color and outfits that are like very casually stylish. So I don't know if there's a good way of calling it other than the KyoAni style.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think, KyoAni and it's kind of like its own kind of thing, like a mixture of both. And also throughout, but this is mostly because of the weapons they used. It always gave me like Kingdom Heart vibes.
KyoAni meets Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, KyoAni meets Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, it's kind of Moe, but not exactly Moe, but Moe-esque.
Off Moe. Coining it now. Off Moe.
Off Moe. And then we got 86. I've heard some complaints that the designs are kind of like, A1 Pictures generic designs, but I think they're probably one of the best executions of the modern anime style. I think it's kind of like you've seen these designs before, but I like the way they're executed here, probably to the best of their ability. I think everyone looks interesting. They all have aesthetically pleasing designs.
It's not groundbreaking, designs. It's I can see how some people could see it as bland, but they look good for, what's something that you've seen before. They kind of, as in your words, executed it well. And I like the uniforms and, most of the other stuff. It looks all very visually pleasing.
Yeah, 100%. And then Mushoku Tensei, they have a good color palette. I think everyone looks cool. If some people, there are a few characters who look goofy here and there, but they generally have a reason for looking a bit goofy. I think, not exactly, well, kind of pictured here, but I think Roxy has a really great designs as like to pick one out. And they also have character designs that have in-universe consequences and in-universe complications with Rudyard's design. So lots of thought put into that.
Definitely. I think a lot of them do stand out. So, and then Chad is also just talking about thighs and Dynazenon not being represented and saying not to spoil Odd Taxi. So we're not spoiling Odd Taxi.
But we did also spoil Odd Taxi, but we will just make vague comments until further notice. But
oh yeah, I forgot to put this little banner on. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, that way we know for future timestamps. So very quickly, back to us.
Yeah.
So those are the character design nominees. Chat, what do you think? Do you think you'll disappoint yourselves and the audience sort of picked not what you think, or do you think it's going to be obvious? I'm just trying to think if we aligned with what the audience vote was.
I don't think we did. Might be the first time we disagree. And there's no Sunny Boy here, so it might not be the Sunny Boy Awards. It might be kind of weird.
Already, the Sunny Award, the Sunny Boy Awards are already done.
Already coming to an end.
Yeah, already. Let's see. Audience pick Mushoku Tensei. Host pick Riot. Okay, thanks, Tay. All right, so the audience character design winner is. Let me open up the envelope. Wonder Egg Priority. That's it. It's the Wonder Egg Priority Awards. Calling it now.
Wonder Egg Priority Awards. Y'all did this. This wasn't us. Y'all did this.
Someone called it in chat like 1 minute before, I think.
Yeah. Y'all called it. It wasn't even us.
I think it's that Kingdom Heart aesthetic, man.
Yeah, it's definitely the Kingdom Hearts and not the Moe cute girl aesthetic. Nope. Like if we had to find the reason, it's definitely the Kingdom Heart weapons.
I believe in the audience. I definitely do. That's my vote of confidence to them.
It's a good pick. I think they all have really cool designs. They all have different fashion styles, different styles, and I like looking at them. I think they look nice, feel fun, feeling cool.
Yeah. That's
did
part of it
kind
what made him very memorable, to be honest. It's how the
Yeah.
show looked, both, the animation, the fight scenes, and the unique designs.
I agree. And it's one of those things that, as chat is kind of alluding to, no matter what happens with the production, character design stayed on point. So credit where credit is due.
Exactly.
But did we do as well as the audience?
Let's see. Do we match up? So our character design winner is, here we go again. I really need to get an envelope. All right, let me just pretend. Is this a piece of paper? Okay, I have it.
It kind of looks like it.
Yeah. All right. The winner is Odd Taxi.
Odd Taxi.
We had to give it an Odd Taxi, guys.
Woo.
And we won't say why,
Woo.
but the character designs are very smart.
They're very important. They're a very important part of the show. If you know, you know.
And if you don't know, you can just think we're furries. We're okay with that.
Yeah, I've accepted that path. So we kind of so I think I probably would have been on like a slightly different path to character designs, but when we did the Crunchyroll Awards stream with Sinris and Maz from Tokyo Podfathers, they brought up like a really crucial point that like the character designs of Odd Taxi like are Odd Taxi. So if you know what I mean by that, I couldn't think any other way after we had that conversation. It was so on point. If you've seen the show, you know what we're talking about. If you haven't seen the show, you should watch the show and know what we're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah, no. Special thanks to them, because as soon as they said that changed the game for this category, So that definitely probably set the tone for them winning. Calling it now. Odd Taxi Awards. Are you ready? No, I'm just kidding. It's the One Direct Priority Awards.
It's the Sunny Boy Awards. Even though it didn't win this category, we know.
It's still, they stay winning. All right. So, are you guys ready? Let's see.
I'm ready.
Alexander said he's going to be right back. He's going to go watch the show. All right.
Have
fun.
We'll be here.
We'll be here
for 13 episodes.
Just we might be I would say 4 times speed, but that's not doing the show service. All right. So, let's move on to the next category, which is, actually, let me make sure that's the right category. Hold on. Okay, that is the next category. Cool.
It is.
All right. I have to rework some things around, but the next category is Best Animated Series of 2021. So this is specifically about the animation.
Best animation. Yeah.
I just made it
not anime of the year.
No. I can see how that's confusing. Oh crap, that's really confusing. But focus is on animation.
Yeah.
All right. So the nominees for that are, pulling them up. Where is it? Where are you? Where did I put you? Oh, that's right, because I added that last minute. So
yeah, can you imagine? We did anime of the year. 3 categories in, we're ending it.
It's over, guys. Glad you guys joined us. Hope it was fun. I'm seeing all the winners. Oh, here it is. I could accidentally press the wrong thing. So the nominees for Best Animation are, all right, we see Sunny Boy again. Sunny Boy, Jujutsu Kaisen, Dragon Maid S, Mushoku Tensei, One Direct Priority, and 86. And just to repeat, so no one's confused, this isn't Anime of the Year. It's just Best Animated.
And this title card has it right. Best animation.
The title card has it right. Actually, I can fix that. Hold on. Let me just do that.
But
turn that off.
I'll get a head start. All of these series, different genres, different animation styles. We got the classic. We got a bunch of classic ones. Mushoku Tensei, known for very impressive animation and fight choreography. Same with Jujutsu Kaisen. 86 had a lot of really impressive, I guess they're called mech battles, even they're not like technically mechas, like they're just robot battles.
They still count as mech, I think.
Yeah, it's still mech. A lot of like good, I guess it was 3D use of that. I think it came across really well.
But they've always been like very impressive looking to me. I always forget it's like 3D in 86. So
yeah, 100%. I think it's one of those things where you just kind of like take it for granted, but like when you actually step back and think about it, you're like, wait, this looks like really good. Like especially compared to a lot of other use of like, you know, robot 3D. You know, you got Sunny Boy with like some very interesting animation. For fun fact, the director is the Mob Psycho, or is it? No, it's the One Punch Man director. Got to see a lot of interesting, you know, unique animation with Sunny Boy. And then Wonder Egg Priority. I'll just say at its best, it had some really interesting Kingdom Hearts fights because that's like our favorite way of describing it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Wonder Egg. Again, a lot of the animation early on was on point. Dragon Maid, great animation. Jujutsu Kaisen, great fights, great animation. Someone pointed out in the chat that Sunny Boy, you know, kind of most unique, but not best overall. But I think that still qualifies it, and especially because I feel like not only like it's not just limited to best. Like the category is best animated, but I also think if like it pushes the medium of animation in some way, I think that also is worthy of recognition or praise.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. So, so these were all good. Let's get into what the audience picked. And actually, I forgot to read the breakdown of the character designs for the previous one, but I guess we can skip that one. It was kind of
a sweep.
Yeah, it was Wonder Egg Priority. Okay.
Yeah.
And actually, this one is looking to be almost kind of a sweep too, but let's get into it. So, the best animation winner for the audience is... Let me pull that up.
Can you even hear this drum roll?
Oh, I can hear it.
I hope y'all can hear it.
I should have I think I have a drum roll sound effect. I'm just like making you...
Yeah, you can just say the winner. Just say it.
The winner.
We've been doing this for hours.
Is... How long can we keep drum rolling? Is... Dragon Maid S for the audience.
Let's go. Let's go. Dragon Maid Supreme. Is that what the S stands for?
I don't know, but that's what the OP is. Something supreme.
Yeah, it's some kind of supreme. Dragon Maid won with 35% of the vote. That's y'all. You guys did that. Give yourselves a pat on the back. You know, I think I'm not saying Jujutsu Kaisen doesn't deserve it, but I feel like any other audience vote would have gone immediately to Jujutsu Kaisen because they have such impressive fights or something.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
Give everyone a round of applause. You guys all know that both Maid Dragon exists and it has great animation. So love that for y'all.
Yeah, it was really good. And spoiler, this is the Dragon Maid Awards. So
Dragon Maid Awards. It's over.
That's it. They're going to win it. They're going to sweep. But yeah.
Dragon Maid sweeps the awards. It's what the S stands for.
Oh, Dragon Maid sweep. Okay. And it makes sense because Toru sweeps. Okay.
Yeah.
We got to stop. But let's see. Best animation. So Dragon Maid actually had like 35%. 24% of the audience was gunning or actually voting for Mushoku Tensei. So
another round of applause that Mushoku Tensei did not win. Just kidding.
Oh my God.
No,
I didn't say it.
If Mushoku Tensei deserved to win any of these awards, you know, it's definitely this category.
Okay.
Very good animation.
Let me just, now you can, stare at Shaw with your vitriol and your anger at what she said.
I just said it's good.
Okay. So let me find our winner card. Okay. Can you guys guess what we picked? Do you think we've aligned?
Based on what I just said, do you think it's the Mushoku Tensei Awards?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think we're degenerates? Let's go. No. I'll do the drum roll. You announce the winner. That way you can rest your hands. Can you hear this?
Yeah, that sounds good actually. Okay. You want me to just pull it up?
No, I'll do it because I don't want you to accidentally click it since it's not in order.
Yeah, that's true.
Just let me know when so I can get one hand off the drum. Okay. And the winner is
Maid Dragon or Dragon Maid S, whatever. I call it every time. Dragon
Guys,
Maid.
Do we have taste confirmed taste?
Do we pass the vibe check?
Someone said this is the anti-Mushoku Tensei Awards. I have nothing against it.
We have factually nominated more Mushoku Tensei more times than Crunchyroll did. So we are more Mushoku Tensei positive than Crunchyroll.
Shaw was angry that I like slid in World Trigger into the awards. She should have been
Yeah.
angry that I slid in Mushoku Tensei when she wasn't looking. So
I was not. I might have actually nominated Mushoku Tensei for some categories.
did you? Oh wait, you might have actually.
I might have.
So there you go.
So yeah, Dragon made us. Y'all know it's the best. We, you know, I don't. We don't need to say too much. But speaking of looking great, thank you, Haruka said we both look great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can't see us right now, but you know, we appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
All right. So that's best animation.
It looks good. Check it out.
Yeah, check out Dragon Maid.
Go watch it. You'll know.
Just see if I can, like, confusing myself with all these cards. Okay. All right. Let me turn off this banner too. Most confused. See, I fixed the banner, so it's not anime of the year.
Oh, it looks good.
Yeah, but now we don't need it.
So no one asked, but I'll just say it anyway. Some behind the scenes process is like, you know, we both came up with like 3 of the nominees for each category, and we agreed on a lot. So it was kind of like finding other ones. I don't know if you felt like this, but I think sometimes we kind of picked the winner before we picked the nominees, and so it was just kind of like filling it out.
Yeah, I realized, see, I didn't think that was a problem maybe like 3 weeks back, but as I was kind of refining this and doing this, we were kind of like narrowing it down together. I kind of realized like, yeah, we were kind of padding out some, you know, kind of felt like mailing it in. It should have been like ranked like your top 1 to 3 or top 1 to 6 instead of like.
That's kind of how it ended up anyway. So I don't know if you felt like this too, but like we kind of picked Maid Dragon as the best animation winner. And then everything else, we're like, okay, what else would be like kind of up there? Like, what else is kind of fitting? So,
I mean, I think it is fitting most of them. There was just like maybe 1 or 2, maybe 1 that I was like, okay, this was kind of like.
But like, if that's why some of the nominees look kind of bad, it's just because we're like, well, we picked the winner. We're just
like if it. I don't think they're bad because I liked what I picked. It's just more like if it seems like, why didn't you guys account for that one anime? And it's honestly because I didn't think of it. So in some cases.
After all, we're just weebs.
After all, we're just weebs. And that's why we have the audience vote. You guys keep us in check, you know, let us know.
With our nominees.
How bad our taste is. You know, we almost did a write-in, but like maybe we can do that next year if you guys really want to keep us in check. Yeah. So let's go into.
Speaking of keeping in check, this is where you know, this is where we're gonna go to war. This is where the real awards start.
That's right. Okay.
The real awards start. Okay.
Are you
guys already know what it is.
Are you guys ready for this?
You guys ready?
All right. Let's go. Best opening sequence of 2021. Let's put up the banner. Let me find the nominee card. Hold on one second. Hold on. Where is it? Okay. What did I call it? I'm disappointing myself. Oh, that's right. It's a late edition. Okay.
Best opening sequence?
Yeah, no. Best OP nominees. Here we go. There we go. This is where we go to war. Sha, please do the honors.
So we got Annoying Sansan Week from My Senpai is Annoying. We got Theme from Lupin the Third for 2021. Fun fact, it's literally just called Lupin's Theme. Like, that's it. They've been calling it that for like every Lupin anime. We got Vivid Vice from Jujutsu Kaisen. It's the second opening. We have Odd Taxi from, surprisingly, Odd Taxi. And then we have Sing My Pleasure from Vivi. And then we have Force from World Trigger Season 2. So.
Yes. And just to address the chat, we both had to unanimously agree on the winner in order to get the winner. So even though we, you know, had half nominees, we both had to agree on the winner.
Yes.
So thankfully that wasn't too hard. But let's see if our chat disagrees with us. So back to us.
I'll drum roll. I'll drum roll it.
All right. Let me just actually, before you drum roll, let me see where it is. Okay, here it is. Okay. And actually, let me see how it looks on the, oh, wow. So, okay, this was a sweep. Okay. Yeah, the audience was a sweep.
The audience was a sweep.
Yeah. So, let's see. Audience, OP winner. You guys ready? Throw your guesses in the chat. 3, 2, 1. Odd Taxi.
What? I didn't spam the Senpai's Annoying opening nonstop for you guys to play me like this. But then I saw the first take performance of this opening, and I've been listening to that like nonstop for 5 days. So
I haven't seen it. I think I heard it came out and I haven't seen it yet.
I'll link it afterwards. It's very good. It's very good. And this opening is very good. You know, my senpai is annoying, agenda pushed aside. This is a great opening. I'm very proud of our audience. I think it is it is very much vibes. It's got some really cool imagery. The art style is cool. It's kind of like, emblematic of Odd Taxi as a TV show. It's just like,
it's so good. The more I watched it and like, how it represents each kind of character and their dilemma within the show, I was like, oh, this is really good. And obviously the music, it's all really good package. So the audience definitely has class here. I can't be mad at you guys.
You did good.
Picking Odd Taxi, but I think I didn't have anything to say there. Just we can't all agree.
We can't all agree. So I don't. What did we pick? I don't know. What did we pick?
All right. Well, what we picked might not surprise you because the Odd Taxi opening was legit. It was good for all the reasons that we said, but I stand by the My Senpai is Annoying OP, Annoying Sanzan Week being better.
Yeah, it's me annoying everyone every time of the week
to vote for it.
Yeah. So this is an agenda successfully pushed. Everyone's heard me talk about it, Onimura. Why do you like this opening?
Oh no, it has everything. It's so good. Like, it wasn't even because you were saying it. Like, you mentioned it, and I think I watched the first episode. I don't know, and like I watched the OP, and it's just so dynamic in terms of like shifting from the characters, the different camera angles, to going to her like editing it on a program, to all the personality kind of being like shown throughout the whole opening. The quality of the animation, it's really, really good. Everything kind of fits the vibe of the show really well too. So that's why I was very impressed with it.
Yeah, I love a lot of the like, they have like the iPhone camera point of view, like the iPhone camera dimension when they're taking that, and then there's a lot of like stop motion of like them taking pictures, so like it really like switches up the
I love the variety dynamics. Yeah That's just so awesome to me. Like, that's what I loved about I guess this is a spoiler, but I'll mention it later when we get to it. One of the other EDs on here, like that kind of when they play around with kind of like the phone or like the filming techniques or stuff like that. So that's really fun. So definitely a top OP. Very, very high effort.
They did it. We did it, guys. We found the best opening. We did it. No one else was going to give it the best opening. So we said, fine, we'll do it ourselves. And we gave it the Golden Truck-kun.
It has the Golden Truck-kun. It wasn't really a debate for me. It was like, I genuinely thought it was good.
Thank you.
Very good. So I guess this means I kind of supported Shaw's agenda. So
it works sometimes.
Works sometimes. All right. So that's best OP. Next category. Actually, let me just read. So the runner-up actually was double checking. My Senpai is Annoying. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Odd Taxi had 40.5%. My Senpai is Annoying had 29.7%. A little bit of a gap, but it still had a high percentage. Followed by a bigger gap with Vivid Vice at 15.3%. That's the Jujutsu Kaisen second opening, which I think is a vibe. It's pretty cool.
Very much a vibe.
All right. Next up is, now we have the ED nominees. So let me pull those up.
As foreshadowed by us mentioning EDs like 5 minutes ago. So
yes. For some reason, I was like talking as if they're coming up a lot later. It's like, no, they're next.
No, I love that though.
Best ED nominees. So the one I was just talking about was Give It Back. There you go. That's the Jujutsu Kaisen ED. Yeah. I think they like have a section of it that's like on the phone, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks like it's like an Instagram filter.
Yeah, like friends hanging out, like actually at the beach. But anyways, would you care to read the nominees, Shaw?
Yeah, let's go. So we got Beastar Season 2, Yasashi Suishi. I could never say it ever, but it's a Beastar Season 2 ED. We got Mushoku Tensei Part 2 ED, Kaze to Ikumichi, We have Attack on Titan Final Season Part 1, Shokugeki. Is that the name of it?
No, it's Shogeki, but like I read it like every time I read it, I'm like Shokugeki. I get confused.
I was like, what? It's the one with the bird. That's how I just say it.
Like, why is this misspelled?
Okay. Yeah. We got Koei. That's the Dr. Stone. Is it ED4 or ED3?
It's the Stone Wars ED. So I guess ED3. Yeah.
Okay,
it's from
ED3.
Stone Wars.
Yeah, that ED is awesome. Then we got
it's legit.
World Trigger Season 3, Ungaki Doki. That's a Toei animation ending, so don't look at it too much. In fact, we will possibly cut that out again later.
Yeah, you see the watermark.
You might see them again later in the awards. Don't look at them. And then we got Give It Back, Jujutsu Kaisen ED2. Yeah, we got a lot.
Which one is Link Click? Chat is saying Link Click snubbed.
That was the we didn't get to check it out. That was the Chinese animation. I have it downloaded ready to go, but I didn't get to check out the ED. But
I heard about that one.
Yeah, I like that one. I thought that was pretty cool. So, well, actually, I think I saw it once and I thought it was cool, but not enough to add it here. But
all right, so let me best ED. Okay, so. I don't know. I think we mentioned all the reasons. I think the Beastars season 2 ending really good. Especially how it ties into one of the episodes. Not going to say more than that.
Yeah.
The Mushoku Tensei ED is also really nice in terms of the animation and how it kind of like ties into the story. It has like a fun little like sequence between Eris and Rudy, like throwing tomatoes and stuff like that.
I like for the Mushoku Tensei ED, I feel like the first 10 seconds where it shows everyone through the different windows after they've been separated. Yeah. That might be like one of my favorite like segments in an opening or ending. Just really good use of the music and visuals. And, you know, it comes really well full circle to like, you know, Rudy's original human identity where he's stuck inside and was constantly watching the world looking in from the outside. So that was really cool. Very thematically cohesive. The Attack on Titan ending, it's got a bird, so you know it's about freedom and shit and war, you know. I got
That's
the bird.
It. I was so tempted to use that Aaron meme with the bird face.
Yeah. So the Dr. Stone ending, I'm not caught up on Dr. Stone. So when I saw another Onimaru pick of like something I hadn't seen, I expected it to be like, I'm like, okay, what is this? The Dr. Stone ending is like really good. I'm really surprised. It's really good.
Yo, I love how you were like low key, like, oh, I saw another Onimaru pick that I don't know. This is probably ass.
Well, I was like, is this another World Trigger one? Is this another World Trigger?
Yeah, the World Trigger one is good.
Dude, that's where we should have put
Except, like, I like the song probably more than I do.
So, guys, the context
sequence.
for this, me giving Onimaru shit for this, is he gave me shit for the Hunter x Hunter first ED because he's like, you know, the visuals aren't all that. And one of the segments of the Hunter x Hunter ED is them falling like in the sky, and that's like literally all this ED. It's just them falling in the sky. I'm like,
yeah, but that's thematically relevant to the story. See,
they do that in Hunter x Hunter.
He's from space. He's an alien. He's falling down to the earth where he finds home. So as he's falling, he's more guarded as he's like up, like further up in the sky. And as he goes down, feels the warmth of the sun, the warmth of home, he's able to kind of let go and then, you know, calmly go live on Earth.
That could have been the Shadow House pick. That could have been the Shadow House.
I mean, I really like the song, so.
Yeah.
But I actually didn't check out the Shadows House one. I did hear stuff about that one.
I checked it out. I'm honestly not as big on it as most people, but it's pretty well done. I probably would have put another ending in over Shadow House. But the good news is Shadow House is like what everyone thought Odd Taxi was, where like everyone thinks Shadow House ending is like underrated, but like everyone talks about the Shadow House ending. So I don't think it's underrated anymore. I think it's actually just a popular ending. So everyone can join together and knowing that most people love Shadow House.
Yeah, I genuinely like the Dr. Stone ED from the mix of the song and also the kind of the evolution that what's the name, Senku kind of goes through in the song from like the, what is it? Like human, it mimics like human evolution, and then it just turns into Senku in modern day, and then he starts running, and it also plays with the kind of like the drawn kind of look, the sketchy kind of technique.
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the visuals of it. Yeah, I like most of these here. They're all pretty solid. Yeah, maybe I'll have to check out Link Clink. Link Clink, maybe that should
Link
be here.
Link.
But
That's what I kept like
Link.
almost saying. Link Link.
But Link Clink. But there are many good endings this year. But what did the audience think?
There can only be one.
There can only be one.
Let's see if audience and us are on the same page. We're about to find out. Throw your guesses in the chat, unless you kind of already have a feeling you know what it is.
We've gone like 2 and 2 with our audience.
Yeah. I think our audience, we're mostly on the same page, but I'm still waiting for a big disappointment. And here it is. The audience winner for ED is the Beastars ED from season 2.
Yeah, I mean, what can you even say? It's like, it doesn't, as someone said, and I can't unthink it, it does a better job of illustrating Lewis and the head lion guy's relationship better than the show. So,
that's a really good way of putting it, actually. So
it does kind of better than the show, which is kind of disappointing, but I think this ending is just like a masterpiece in visual storytelling.
Yes.
The song is perfect. The aesthetic is perfect. I love it. To me, I kind of, I already kind of said it before. I don't know if you felt like this way. I don't know if you felt the same way, Onimaro, but for me, like the best ending winner was kind of clear from the get-go, and it was just filling in the rest of the nominees.
Mostly, yeah. Like I think when you said Beastars ED2, I was like, yes, Beastars ending, So I agreed from a long time ago. The rest was, filling it in. So
but I did like the Mushoku Tensei ED. I added that one. That was my ad.
I was surprised. And
I love that one.
Did you add it? Hold on.
I did.
Okay.
That was me.
All right. Well, I agreed with it. Actually, some of the nominees, I don't know if you were doing this, but like you probably had like an extra one that didn't, like you were only limited to 3. And so like you wrote like 6 down, you bolded 3. And then were you hoping like I would pick the leftover ones that
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like,
okay, because I was doing that too. I was like, all right, let me pick the 3 I'm like strong about, but hopefully she picks out of the other 3.
Yeah, I was like, whoops.
Yeah. So that one's fine. But yeah, definitely our audience agrees because the Beastars season 2, well, no, obviously they agree, but it kind of swept. Like it's a big gap between that and the Attack on Titan final season ending, which was 25.2% versus 39%. So
yeah.
All right, and let's see if we're gonna disappoint you guys with our winner for Best ED of 2021, and it is the same one.
Yep, I just spoiled that. I forgot we were talking about the audience pick. Oh well.
Oh well, I didn't even hear you, so there you go.
I said this one. I picked this one, and then I picked the rest of the nominees, and we were on the audience pick. Oh well.
Oh,
we agree.
Okay.
We agree. Good.
There we go.
Good ending. All-timer. All-time great. We couldn't include it on our best ending podcast, but we included it here.
Yeah, Shaw was mad about that because it was like,
so
no,
sad.
we can't include 2021 EDs because that's going to be for the awards, and we couldn't include that one. But here it is in all its glory. It won. No surprise here.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on.
Now the real awards begins. I think this is where we might get into some fistfights with our audience.
I think so too.
The pitchforks can come back out, guys. It's riot time. I think it's riot time. Just
I think
on principle.
The angry people might have just left. They were like, you know what? There's nothing to see here. We
Shadow
all agree.
House? Where is Shadow House ending? And the funny thing is the Shadow House ending is kind of like this like aggressive rock ending. So you can imagine it being like, where is it?
I can see that. Next category is Best Girl. Okay. So Knuckles are ready. Okay. Let's do this. Best Girl. We actually had a lot of good, I think we had a lot of good Best Girl nominees. It was a bit of a tough pick.
We think we did good. We'll find out.
We think we did good. You guys let us know in the chat everything we missed. So our Best Girl nominees are from the left, starting from the left, Futaba from My Senpai is Annoying, Roxy Migordia from Mushoku Tensei, Lena from 86, Echidna from ReZero Season 2, Part 2, Elma from Maid Dragon S, and Toru from Dragon Maid S. So 2 Dragon Maid picks.
Yep. I think that might be a controversial pick, but I think it's deserved. I think two Dragon Maid picks, very much deserved. It was definitely the Toru Elma season. Got to see a lot of their backstory. They were great in both the comedic and serious moments. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I think Sha picked like Toru as one of her final nominees, and I was like, well, I'm gonna pick Elma.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it went. But I think someone said, no healing from I think from Ranking of Kings. So to reiterate, we just did not include Ranking of Kings at all since it's not finished. So that's all on that.
Someone mentioned Jolene. I was so sad at our own rules because I was like, shit, I would have definitely included Jolene, but it's not finished. So
I thought of including Jolene too, but that was also, our rules that kind
consistency is one hell of a drug.
And I was like, what if Jolene fails me in the next, two arcs to the rest of the show?
Yeah.
Who that's left?
Thought? Yeah. And of course, most people might not know Futaba, but she's my queen, my short queen. Love her. She got the "Can I be your oomphy face" in this shot. Some of you guys might be surprised. I think I picked Roxy, so I'm going 2 for 2. I'm the biggest Mushoku Tensei fan here.
You did pick Roxy, but I think I agreed on the nomination.
I like Roxy. I'm very surprised because I'm really not used to liking characters in any isekai series. So once and especially not like the female characters, I'm just gonna shade it. I don't give a shit. Isekai series in general, from my past experience, not all of them, not all isekai, but like a lot of them, very bad at writing characters and female characters. So when I saw Roxy getting her own episode that was very impressive, like really good writing for her, I was like, you know what? Roxy is it. She did it. She broke the curse. So
yeah, Roxy's good. Roxy. She actually feels like a real person. So
yeah, love it.
When she's not getting, sexually harassed by some spoiled prince from some faraway kingdom.
What can you do?
And then we've got Lena. So what do you think about Lena?
I really like her because I'm not, in a similar vein, I'm not used to liking her type of character, but I think she does good. I think, there too often it's like we get to the point where it's like, maybe racism is bad, but 86 takes it a bit farther and says, okay, racism is bad, but we don't care about your well wishes. What are you going to do about it now? And they kind of force Lena to go into this interesting predicament of like, how is she going to actually turn her feelings into actions and go against her society? And I think she does it in a really great way. So I think she has a great design. I like her personality, and I like the moral conflict and what she ends up doing. So I think she's a good pick.
Yeah, exactly. Because they just sort of paint her as being really naive, and they kind of call her out on it, and then it's up to her to kind of actually, do something about it instead of preach ideals. And she does a really good job of kind of doing her best and kind of in a sort of really tough situation where it's hard to kind of change people's minds, and it's probably not going to happen, but she still has to take matters into her own hands. So really, really good. And then Toru, I think Toru's awesome. I just slightly prefer Elma, so that's
Who was
my
the other
take
one
on it. And last one was Echidna. That was my nomination. Yeah.
Yep.
You haven't watched season 2, right?
No.
I think you'll like Echidna.
It's a bold claim, but we'll put money on that and see what happens. But she's kind of cool. If I go in knowing that it's kind of inspired by Umineko, I'll probably feel a bit more positively. And she's voiced by Maya Sakamoto, so you can't really go wrong there.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's see. What do you guys think? What was the audience pick?
What? Yeah. Who did you guys vote for?
Forgetting to do this. Best girl. Okay. So, what did the audience pick? I actually have to find that. Oh, okay. I'm not surprised. All right. That's right. Someone mentioned Mizuho from Sunny Boy.
She's pretty okay. She's pretty cool.
She's cool. Why Echidna should be Amelia? I don't know, man. Amelia's great, but Echidna was awesome. So,
Ume was snubbed. I do like Ume. If we had more slots, I would have included Ume. It was sad to leave her out.
Oh, from Dynazenon?
Yeah, she was cool. I like her.
She was cool. I just kind of forgot. Dynazenon isn't really fresh in my mind, so the characters weren't kind of popping up in my head as much.
Yeah.
Because I just sort of just saw them all as an ensemble, and I just wasn't setting them apart in my head. All right. So the audience best girl winner is. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You're going to be surprised. It is Toru.
Toru, let's
Dragon
go.
Maid S.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm excited. Toru, great. Absolute queen.
Yeah.
Best dragon besides.
And actually, there was a little bit of a fist fight in the audience poll if I'm looking at the percentages.
Yeah, this was not an easily won battle.
No, she like marginally won. 24% compared to Echidna got 19%.
Actually, that's a different one. Echidna got 17%.
Oh, I messed up. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I read that wrong.
Close enough though.
Futaba deservingly got 19%, 19.8, and Echidna got 17. There you go.
Yeah. Apparently, it was not much of a fist fight in terms of best Dragon Maid girl because Elma got like 8.
Oh no, no, I was gonna add that. Yeah, not a lot of Elma fans. We're kind of a small collective. We kind of show up for these events, with our pitchforks. But what can we do? What can we do?
What can you do?
No, no one truly understands art like we do. So I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I love both, but I mean, fair picks. But who did we pick? I wonder. Who did we pick?
People are declaring this is the Maz Awards.
You're welcome, Maz.
Yeah, we did this for you.
This one's for you. Shout out.
We liked our time with you during the Crunchyroll Awards reaction, so we had to
pour one out.
Yeah. All right. So that is the audience best girl winner. I don't know. Our best girl winner might surprise you, or it might not actually. And let's see. That's nominees. Okay. Our winner is Futaba.
Yay. So it's kind of cool that I think we've just found the entire My Senpai is Annoying fan base. And I think they're just our fan base too, because I was happy to see she came in second. I was definitely surprised because definitely the least popular fan base in this poll. But I mean, I think she's just so cute, relatable, and fun to watch. I think she's, I think she's a good representative of like young adults trying to be the idea of an adult that they have in their head, but also being really childish at heart.
Yeah. I think that kind of nails it right on the head because it's like she kind of like on the surface seems like, oh, she's just, a kind of a cute like lolly, which she's not. Yep. She's an adult, but that kind of doesn't have much to her besides being cute. And someone was telling me that like they didn't really like Futaba or like as much as the other couples, but it's more of like kind of all of her genuine reactions and sort of her kind of development also with Takeda throughout the series over time. That's like very, very compelling.
Yeah. And I think,
because she's very relatable. So
yeah. And I like Toko and the other couple, Natsumi and Sakurai. I like them too. But if I'm being honest, like I've definitely seen that type of couple before. I like the Futaba.
They're sorry for cutting you off.
No, go ahead.
They're more like the will they won't they couple. You always see that kind of. They're cute, but like it's sort of that. That's been around.
Yeah, and I think it's really tough to strike the balance between seeming kind of like, oh, is she just like literally a child, but like working to kind of like give that vibe. But no, she definitely feels like an adult. She's just kind of trying too hard to appear like an adult because she always has looked so young. And I think it's pretty relatable when, you start working and you're like, okay, I'm kind of cosplaying as an adult right now. So you try to underplay all of like your hobbies or childish aspects, but realistically, you can't really cover that up. And the one scene of her getting scared by watching a horror movie in the middle of the day is pretty much me. So I've literally done that. So.
Will it really scare you for an entire day?
Yeah, probably. It's really bad. So it's just literally me. I just saw myself on screen. So all
right. So if you guys help us get to the Patreon, we can do a horror movie request, maybe a watch along, and that's definitely an option.
We'll get traumatized for the right price.
Exactly, for the right price. But we won't play a horror game because that's too much trauma.
That might be funny. Yeah.
Just Weebs react.
Just Weebs scream.
All right. Let's move on. So that's best girl.
Best girl.
That is who we believe is best girl. So let's move on to best boy.
Best boy. I see.
All right. So best boy nominees are.
Wait 1 sec. So it's like, so you chose yourself as best girl. That's so narcissistic. Well, now that you put it that way.
Well, to be fair, it was a collective vote, so
Thank you.
we both chose Futaba.
Thank you guys. Wait,
I wouldn't have let
why
it
is the
pass.
audience not picking me? Fuck y'all. What the fuck? Just kidding.
It's like Futaba was good, man. But Elma, guys, Elma. All right, best girl. Sorry, that's best girl. Best boy nominees are Takeda from My Senpai's Annoying, Shin from 86, Ruijerd from Mushoku Tensei, Yatora from Blue Period, Gauma from Dyna Zenon, and Kuga from World Trigger Season 2.
Yeah, I think we had a pretty eclectic pick of people. In my own opinion.
Some people are excited that Ruijerd is on there.
Is it not Ruijerd?
Ruijerd?
Ruijerd? Is that how you say it?
Ruijerd. I'm going to go with Ruijerd. Did you just say Richard?
No, I said Ruijerd.
Oh, okay. Can we call him Richard?
Richard, yeah. Richard.
Richard. All right.
So, continuing being the My Senpai's Annoying fandom in a nutshell, I think a lot of people would pick Shin. I think it was like pretty impressive character work for, the first half that we're judging him on. I thought that was interesting, interesting character. Ruijerd, Richard, very interesting character. We love him. King among kings.
Oops,
love him.
Still says best girl. Hold on. Best boy. There you
go. So I have not seen Blue Period. I've not read Blue Period, but I will get on that at some point. Do we just go by Yatora, or is that generally how he's referred to as?
Yeah. So I wasn't really watching the Blue Period anime. I've only read the manga, so I really like him in the manga, and I guess it's not fair to pick him, but I know a lot of people were feeling him that were only like anime only, so that's why I was like, okay, well, he is a great character, so good time to pick him. But it was kind of part of the filling it out sort of thing, because I already knew more or less who I wanted to pick. Sorry, guys.
I'm excited to read it, and then we got.
But it is really good. He is a really good character. As some people did point out in the chat, a lot of these guys are either men or dads, or both.
There's the two genders, men or dads.
I think they're best boys at heart. They're so pure, wholesome, love them.
Yeah, so. Dads can still be boys, but
exactly, just 40-year-old boys.
Yeah, so we love that, and then Gauma, he's great, love him. Just I don't even know what to say. Just love him. He's great. Just respect our homeless king.
Who he is. Yeah. Do you want me to talk about Kuga since you haven't watched World Trigger?
Because he's here.
Watch World Trigger. I mean,
what if you just said that I'll talk about him and you just say you watch World Trigger?
Watch World Trigger. I mean, Kuga's awesome. Not much more to say. He's sort of like he a lot of times in the promotional art they'll put him on the promotional art for World Trigger and it makes it seem like he's the main character, but he's one of the main characters and he's sort of like a very reliable rock for like the main sort of protagonist. They're sort of like a duo to sort of like succeed, and he's always been like supportive of him. So if it weren't for him, they wouldn't be able to pull off all the things they're aspiring to do. Currently they're in their rank wars, so they're doing that. So he's an essential part of the team. And he's just
I thought he was the main character.
He's not, but he seems like it. I mean, it makes sense. He has a good character design, so it's like, why not promote him? But he's one of the main, so counts. But he has a generally good attitude and good personality.
That's cool. So World Trigger watch at some point.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen World Trigger. I don't know how much of our audience has seen World Trigger. We can get them. Let's get the World Trigger fan base. Let's get it.
I mean, I've seen from the votes as expected. The votes for World Trigger are very small, so I'm like, okay, yeah. Not many people have seen this.
You know what I got really salty at? When it was best opening, the World Trigger opening and the Lupin opening, they both got like single-digit votes, but the World Trigger opening got more. Got 4 votes, and the Lupin opening got 2 votes. And I was like, fuck you. No, this is not fair.
It's kind of bad that I kind of took that as a little bit of a win. I'm letting my pettiness show.
It was deserved, but I was so mad because I was like, this is not deserved. Any other category, maybe,
it's definitely not deserved. Lupin has been around for so long, and definitely deserves the respect. I just unfortunately haven't watched it.
I will watch. But as a Gintama fan, I've been there, so I will watch World Trigger at some point.
Yeah. We should do that. We should do the trade.
But we can find out who did the audience vote for best boy. I'm excited by this reveal. I'm really excited.
Weirdy said in the chat, I dropped the anime early because it's paced and animated horribly. You know, I do address that in my World Trigger video, but now that Toei sucks, just read the manga. So there you go.
I got world triggered.
No argument for it. Right. So those are our nominees. Who is the audience best boy winner? Okay. The audience best boy winner is none other than, what does that say? I don't think I'm reading that right. Okay. The audience best boy winner is Yatora Yaguchi from Blue Period.
Look, you guys did it. That's awesome. I'm so excited.
I am so glad he got, the representation. And I think it was kind of a sweep.
Yeah, it was like a decent amount. This was not, he got
No, okay, it was decent, yeah.
Got 29.7% of the votes, almost 30. Like, that's awesome. Look at you guys going.
And Galma got like second place, 21%.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at our audience. Our audience is so cool. Like, genuinely, I'm so excited by like the audience picks. I don't know. Like, a lot of times you kind of know what to expect with the audience vote, but I did not expect this in the slightest. So, I mean, everyone give yourself audience, give yourself a pat on the back. Let's
Our audience has class. Thank you guys. Definitely
just
like
class.
Someone I wanted to see win, so I wish I felt more strongly for the anime, but definitely great character in the manga. So,
this is awesome. Good job, audience. You guys got me. I will read the manga and watch the anime. I'm gonna do both.
just read the manga and watch World Trigger. That's it.
Okay. I thought we can't do that because Toei.
Oh, that's right. Okay, read the manga for both. Okay, so moving on. That is the audience winner. But who did we pick? Are we guys gonna let you down? Let us know in the chat.
But not too much. Like only marginally.
Yeah, keep it, tone it down. Yeah. Our best boy winner for. I just said best boy. So our best boy winner is best man, Richard Spurdia.
Richard Stevenson, the 4chan. I mean, the 4Kids version.
I don't know why that made me laugh.
Yeah, it's so funny. Richard.
Just the Stevenson got me.
So Mushoku Tensei Awards, they've taken over. It's over now. It's the Mushoku Tensei win. I feel like I speak a lot about how much I like Richard. I think he's the best character in Mushoku Tensei. He's a very interesting character and probably like a very important point of the morality scheme that they try and address as a major theme. But I feel like I don't see that many people talk about him that much, but I know that you like him too. So
yeah, he's such a great character. And I think that's something we both kind of agreed and resonated on during our Mushoku Tensei pod. So I was glad at least like he, if other things in Mushoku Tensei understandably turn you off to it, he's kind of like a shining light. Like his kind of character arc and story is just very human and sort of like, it's really heartwarming kind of seeing his development with Rudy and sort of his whole kind of history and the kind of prejudice he's felt.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I think it's just kind of he is kind of like a universal character I think most people can appreciate in some capacity. He even has some really funny moments. I like he has a lot of really funny quips in the second half. So yeah, definitely my favorite character in Mushoku Tensei. I think he's kind of an MVP of the show. So I hope other people appreciate him as much as us.
And kind of becomes like a dad, like in was a dad, but like more to Rudy and stuff.
R.I.P.
I just thought of that. I'm like, dad to the characters, father figure. So
he
really
can be our
moments.
dad too.
Yeah, he's gonna adopt us. He's our dad. He's our sponsor.
We gave the award to our dad, Richard Spencer.
Richard Spencer. Oh God. Okay. Richard. All right. I think I've collected myself. I think.
I'm excited for this next category because we got the big players in for the next category. You could say this is when the awards began, but it's began multiple times.
Yep. So
this is the real beginning.
We keep saying it's the real beginning, but I think you're right. This is the true beginning. This is where it all goes to shit.
Tumbling down.
Tumbling. Okay, so the best antagonist. We've got our nominees. Some of you have already seen them. Some of you already voted for them. But are we all
experience them in real life?
Yes. But are we all on the same page? Do these antagonists equally make our blood boil to the same extent? We're going to find out. These are our nominees. We've got Shah, go ahead.
Got Riz from Beastars. We got Adam from Skate the Infinity. We got Akihito Soma from Fruits Basket. We have Toei Animation from Real Life, also in Japan. And we got Zeke Yeager from Attack on Titan. And we have Attack on Titan fan base from Real Life. Got a lot of players here, a lot of conflicting players, very multifaceted, especially the Attack on Titan fan base and Toei Animation, with a multitude of crimes, kind of
Definitely
building by the day. You never know.
A lot of crimes in 2021, and we couldn't let them slide.
No. So they very much, I don't know about you, but I feel antagonized by all of these characters and or real people and or companies. But it's just it's a tough spot. It's very tough.
I think it is. I had a tough time deciding this between antagonists I like and antagonists that just make me mad.
And some of these aren't even really that well written either, but like they are still that infuriating, Yeah,
I definitely think so. They just have something about them that just, sort of makes you mad. So let's see if the audience did not let us down and picked appropriately. Because we kind of know who it is. So
we know.
We're gonna see what you guys thought. So the best, let's see, the best antagonist for our audience is. Are you ready for this? This is kind of surprising. The Attack on Titan fan base.
Y'all did it.
More evil than Toei.
More evil. Okay, this is how you know, the audience might have voted with their heart a bit too much because, the Attack on Titan fan base, they get a bit silly, they're sometimes in a silly, goofy mood, across the board. But,
It's like the Attack on Titan fan base did more damage than Toei in all of 2021.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty funny because I was Googling pictures to try and use for the Attack on Titan fan base image. And if you ask Google, the worst aspects of the Attack on Titan fan base range from spoiling, being kind of very racist, and also yaoi ships, the three horsemen of the apocalypse.
The three.
I actually remade this meme. It was don't mess with us, Attack on Titan fans. We will spoil the entire manga. And that's something I think we can all agree the Attack on Titan fan base is guilty of, is spoiling the entire manga.
It's very, very true. I lived in fear for a good part of a year, kind of avoiding all spoilers, avoiding reading, retweets from Shah. It was all over the place.
It was mostly me. I was antagonizing.
Yes,
I was part of it.
I tried. I huddled, for safety until I finally caved and became one of them. I caught up to the manga.
Became part of the grumbling.
And if I can spoil you guys. I can use that against you. Yeah.
But credit is due. The second most amount of votes from the audience vote was Toei Animation. So I'm glad you guys
came through.
Through. And as we have just recently learned from the Totally Not Mark situation, the most recent update, I don't know if you've seen this, Onimaru, but YouTube actually stepped up and became an anti-villain to shut down Toei Animation by saying Toei is trying to do some sussy shit. They're trying to go around YouTube rules. And YouTube was like, nah, we're going to help Totally Not Mark out. And they helped him out in his copyright claim. So it's, it's a Band-Aid on a bullet hole. But YouTube came through and said, we are not as fucked up as Toei Animation. So
yeah, that was actually pretty surprising and pretty cool. The unfortunate scenario with that is that, glad for Mark, glad it resolved his issue. And that's awesome. So definitely that's a positive outcome. The only thing is for, the larger community and AniTube and all of us kind of engaging with anime on YouTube in whatever forms is like, that doesn't address this kind of like stop this from happening again, because what they did was kind of geo-blocked his videos from Japan. But because that feature isn't accessible to all the other creators, we have nothing we can do to kind of like do that or stop that. And that's actually the subject of another video that just came up 3 days ago with another, I don't know if you saw this, Shaw.
With Suede.
Yeah. So basically another kind of copyright holder, I think it was, I forgot the name,
it's
Shop
Pokemon
Pro.
related, right?
Yeah, like they found a foolproof way to sort of like get by get by the whole fair use thing, and sort of like a foolproof way of getting a channel deleted that does any amount of copyrighted anime content, and without giving them a chance to argue in any way fair use. Or so the only solution promoted by Suede was that YouTube make geo-blocking available for all. So
I would agree with that. I think that's the only way. I think they should do that. I think it would work out.
Yeah, and it's just unfortunate because even then, that's not like a long-term solution too. Because I don't know. But anyways, anything we can do, to sort of get the word out. Definitely check out that video if you haven't already. But yeah, that's why we believe it's these companies that are, especially Toei, that are kind of the villains. Yeah.
So we'll try and get Totally Not Mark on the podcast sometime. It would be great to talk to him. Maybe he can win Best Protagonist in light
exactly. He came through. So that's
Toei
just awesome.
essentially winning Best Antagonist. So yeah, I am going to disagree with the audience vote. I think Toei, they're still lurking out there. They still exist. Yeah.
Yep.
So Toei is still truly the best antagonist. Even if the Attack on Titan fan base, might spoil the manga and stuff, they're not sending out lawsuits yet. So Toei forever best antagonist.
I'm going to say that even though Toei is like on paper the best antagonist for kind of all the shit they pulled in 2021, even to myself in my own videos, I can't give them an award because that's kind of enabling them for toxic behavior and saying, hey, you did good. And they didn't do good. It'd be better if they weren't such sticklers and sort of tried to communicate more with the fans or like people like Mark that were legitimately trying to do right by them. And he only wanted to kind of talk about the things he loved and in a way that promoted the content. It's not really, he was like trying to pirate or getting people to pirate the content, So because of that, I think we have to give our antagonist winner to an actual antagonist that was well written.
In an anime.
Yes. And that is Adam from Skate the Infinity.
Yo, we did it. We gave it to the skateboarding Dio.
Dude, skateboarding Dio with Love Hug.
The Love Hug, man. Oh my God. I've recently, I'm not done yet, but I've recently gotten to Adam and all of his glory. Like, they really just were like, what is it kind of like? What's the kind of dance he does? I forget. He's a Matador.
Flamenco? No, yeah,
Matador Dio on his skateboard, and he skates uphill. Like,
it's insane. Like, if you haven't watched Skate, you have to experience Adam just for Adam. Just
watch Skate. Just watch
great characters, but Adam is his own experience. So definitely really good.
Just watch Skating Dio. I just cannot. So much deserved winner.
Yeah.
Love him. Love that for him.
He's awesome. And Skate was just a really, really good time.
Yeah.
Overall, so
we love Skate. Skate Awards.
And he has a great design too.
He does.
So that concludes our best antagonist. Let's move on to
best protagonist.
Best protagonist. All right. So our best protagonist nominees, once I pull them up, are okay. Here we go. We've got Otokawa from Odd Taxi, Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan Final Season Part 1, Joe from Nomad Megalobox 2, or Megalobox, Reki Kyan from Skate the Infinity, as we were just talking about, Kobayashi from Dragon Maid S, and Vivi from Vivi Fluorite Eye Song.
Yeah. People are like, where are the Attack on Titan characters? And we put Attack on Titan twice in Best Antagonist, and now we're coming back up with Eren for Best Protagonist. I'm sorry we didn't put him in Best Antagonist. We had too many Attack on Titan characters, including the fan base, in Antagonist, so we had to kind of, whittle it down a bit and not split the vote. So Eren showing up in all his edgy glory. Odokawa, the GOAT, y'all know what it is. You guys know Odokawa, sassy, old, taxi driving. I mean, I don't even know. He's just an absolute glory. Joe is like, interestingly, one of those characters that, like, whenever I think of a best protagonist, I'm like, you know what? Joe from Megalobox is just really good. He's really solid. I love the development they had for him in Nomad. I mean, I just love seeing his character. I don't know if he's like makes it high on like my all-time favorite list, but I always enjoy watching him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's definitely a very kind of charismatic character that, you kind of just want to root for. And then when he kind of like picks the wrong path, you're just like, what are you doing, Joe? But then it makes it a very like compelling watch when he kind of bounces back.
Yeah.
And especially in Nomad where it's really about him finding his answer, because back in the first season it was kind of like his answer to fight. And this is more about a larger message.
Yeah. And I think Reki kind of fits in a very different way. He's not going through the same downward spiral, but he's another kind of like sports protagonist who has like very specific talents, but isn't a prodigy by any means. So watching him kind of, work through his issues is very inspiring, and he's a very cheerful, enjoyable character.
Yeah, he's very like relatable, and it's kind of cool that Reki isn't like, because they had the potential. Because he skates with like his best friend Langa, and Langa is clearly a lot better than him and has a lot of talent, but also because of kind of his upbringing, he just kind of was naturally. He kind of is trained in he's been athletic most of his life, so he has kind of an edge to him. But Reki's not really like, he could have gone the route where Reki was just sort of jealous at him and being like very toxic towards him because for being better than him. But essentially, he's not jealous of him. He just doesn't know how to deal with the gap and what it means for him and his own answer as to what he should do, and that was really cool to watch.
Yeah. That was refreshing. We got Kobayashi. You already know Kobayashi. She is another relatable, very authentic protagonist. She's very, how adults actually are, another workplace setting where, she's very wise, but still trying to figure herself out. So we love that for her. We got Vivi singing and fighting her way through time. I don't know.
Shaw's like, not much else.
She just kind of sings and then she fights.
I really actually enjoyed Vivi's arc as a protagonist because even though for some people like the second half of the show towards the ending kind of fell apart, I still think it still works if you were really invested in Vivi's story and kind of finding kind of her own answer as to what music means to her and what singing means to her and like singing from the heart. And even though that's kind of like been done in like other shows before, it's not really kind of new or unique. It was just interesting how Vivi approached it. So yeah, I liked it.
But who did you guys like? I think it was a pretty clear to pick. I think it was pretty much torn between these two characters, which I'm not surprised at. But I mean, I think they were all good picks, so we're all winners here.
All right, guys. Let's see. Let's let you see our faces for like 2 seconds,
Boop.
So we can build up some suspense. The audience best protagonist winner will surprise you. Possibly, it is hand-cut Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan final season.
Eren Yeager did a lot of promotion for the Weebys, so I hope that people don't think that he
definitely helped us out. He came in clutch, last minute. Yeah.
My favorite part is when Eren was in the clouds and said the Weebys. That was a really cool moment in Attack on Titan. So shout out to Eren.
Was he our unofficial sponsor, or did he just have the overall vision? He
had the vision. Weebys? He had the vibes. Yeah. He knew that we were the pick to freedom.
I appreciate that, Aaron. Thank you.
Yeah, it's memes aside, it's kind of funny. I feel like we've all gone through the ringer with Eren, especially the Attack on Titan fan base. People who have watched the Attack on Titan fan base, people who have been dragged into being manga readers for Attack on Titan. We've all been here, but I do have to give credit where credit is due. I really do like the progression of Eren's character, especially as we're seeing in, the final season part 1. And we didn't vote based on final season part 2. The audience might have, but I do like the character progression for him, and I think it's a very interesting direction. So very much deserved.
One thing first. I do find this picture really funny, like kind of cropped into a square, because it's just like seeing him big like that. It just feels like he's just like raising his hand and he's just like, hey, he's just like, hi.
Cut my life into pieces.
Oh my God.
Is my
yes. That's definitely what it looks like.
Yeah.
Hey. But I don't know, like in terms of a protagonist, I'm going to bring up the argument again, it's just like, it's weird because like, I think he's at the end of the day, I'm not arguing he's not a protagonist. He is a protagonist, period. Shaw's like, oh my God, here we go again. Protect me from the flames. He's a protagonist. That's fine. But I just feel like in this final season, at least in the first part, he doesn't feel like your stereotypical protagonist because you're sort of like more removed from his thoughts and what he's doing, and kind of the way they frame him, sort of like everyone's like sort of trying to stop him or whatever, and you're not seeing into like kind of his mind, and sort of you're not kind of with him. Yeah. And he's kind of like this wild card. It just doesn't feel like your typical protagonist. So for me, it's like, I don't know. I'm not going to say the word, but it feels like something else.
Feels like something spooky's going on.
Yeah.
But that begs the question, did we pick Eren as our best protagonist?
Well, we're about to find out. So people are like, we're tired of your drumming already. Well, let me pull up the card right here.
If you're tired of the drumming, let me know because I'll stop.
Okay. So the Just Weebs winner of 2021 for Best Protagonist is Otokawa from Odd Taxi, because he's awesome.
We did it for you guys. Some of y'all were like, it's definitely Otokawa. And I'm like, nah, we got you guys. Otokawa. Y'all know what it is. He's just the best. He's a walrus. He's awesome.
He drives a taxi. Great profession to have your point of view character be, a taxi driver. Sees all aspects of the city. He knows about Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah. He has a very interesting perspective. Very, very grounded, very interesting, and he's just the best. He's just great. We love him.
Yeah, I liked all of our nominees, but definitely Otokawa kind of
stood out.
Inched all of them out, In terms of the audience pick, I think he was pretty high up. Yeah, he was like second. Yeah, so.
Yeah, 25% of the vote, so they'll do good.
Yeah, definitely. But, you can't beat Eren Yeager.
Unless you're us.
Exactly.
We chose someone else.
We have to. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. So that concludes Best Protagonist. Do you think our next categories are still kind of going to be a toss-up? Is it going to be fist fights, or is it smooth sailing from here?
It might be a different kind of fight. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
So let's see. We've got a few categories left. Not too many. We've got Best Fight Scene. This should be fun.
See, that's where that fight pun came in, guys. Got you. Forward thinking, as usual. So bad.
All right. So our best fight nominees are. So these are the best fight scenes that we thought were pretty fun, pretty good.
Pretty fun and fresh.
We've got from Jujutsu Kaisen, Itadori and Todo versus Hanami. Elma versus Toru from Maid Dragon S. Mm-hmm. Legacy versus Riz Part 1 from Beastar Season 2. Levi versus Beast Titan Round 3 from Final Season. Vivi versus Yugo Kakitani from Vivi's show. And Milim versus Veldora from Slime Season 2.
Is that just like a Dragon Ball Z reference?
So he does do a Kamehameha in it, but that's him doing a Hadouken, so it's a Street Fighter reference.
Oh, I see.
So he starts doing all these moves. Yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun to watch. I mean, I didn't pick these for fight choreography. At least not all of them. I just picked them for being stuff I enjoyed.
So we definitely we definitely poached some of the Crunchyroll picks because they were really good. I mean, Elmo versus Toru, that was a shoo-in. The VV versus random dude, I forget his name. I don't care. It's right there, and I don't care. The VV fight was really dope. Yuji and Toto versus Hanami. My best friend fight, classic. Sinris broke down why that's a really impressively smart fight.
He worded it really well.
Yeah. So, regarding where
someone did give me hell for that right before this when he saw the nominees. It was just like, where's
which is the one? So I think here's kind of where I'm at. I would have definitely been down with the Mushoku Tensei fight. But my question is which one? And I think part of the problem is like the best choreography for the fights were in like sparring and shit.
Well, I think they're talking about the one where they got decimated by that one dragon guy.
Well, that wasn't really a fight,
Yeah, it was a slaughter.
I mean, best stomping. Mushoku Tensei can get it.
Yeah. I mean, I probably would have picked it if I remembered
I like the sparring scene. I like the sparring scene with Rudyard and Eris. Like that was really well done.
It was good. It was really good. And you'll see that coming up. So
but yeah, I mean, I think there was some definitely very well animated fights for Mushoku Tensei, but I think it's kind of tough because they weren't really big moments. And I think that's why they kind of like they didn't feel that impactful for us and probably not for Crunchyroll. All of these fights, I'm presuming I'm presuming the slime one, like, they have some stakes to it, so to speak.
Yeah, honestly, except the slime one, everything else.
So the slime one is really good. So the slime one, just pretend that's Mushoku Tensei. It's the same.
I had fun with that one, so it was good. But I probably, Mushoku Tensei.
Yeah. But who did you guys vote for? Who did you guys?
Yeah, let's find out.
You guys think this is interesting to see.
Maybe because of some of our filler picks, we should have just had that right in.
We could have just written that one in. Next time I'm gonna do it every time there's like a random one that I'm like, why is that here? And you're like, next year fun, and I'll be like audience pick.
Next year we're cracking down.
No more fun league.
No more fun. No more subjective taste. No
more fun.
Okay. Definitely. Fun's over. All right. So the audience best fight scene winner. This is the most electrifying fight in anime entertainment. Are you ready? Shaw's drum rolling. What did you guys pick? Here we go. It is
my best
Yuji
friend.
Itadori versus Aoi Toto versus Hanami. So the Jujutsu Kaisen fight.
You guys voted for the best friend fight. Let's go.
I mean, this is honestly a great fight.
It's ridiculous. I went back and watched it. I was like, yo, that was like wild. That was wild.
Yeah, no, this is such a great
friend.
fight. I love Toto. After this, like, I was like, Toto was cemented as one of my favorite JJK characters.
Yeah, I was like, he's my best friend now. And you watch like the, fight choreography. We've kind of talked about it a lot. The way that like, if you haven't seen Jujutsu Kaisen and you're like, why did this one win? It's like, so Choto's power is like he claps his hand and they switch spots. So the way they draw it is like they'll be fighting and switch spots mid-fight while they're attacking Hanami, which is like this tree dude. So he turns into like this giant tree, and then they like are bouncing around just like fighting him. It's very smart, very impressive. Looks great. It's fun, very smart. I see Amethyst bringing up the Nobara fight. I love that one too. I could have gone either way, but Sinris really sold me on this fight, so this is the one we went with.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, and this one's the one that stayed more in my head. Plus, I lean more towards Toto's dynamic. I find it more compelling, so that was just really fun. Anas Krawi in the chat brings up, if it ended last year, Mark versus Toei would have been my vote. I'm like, that could have made it to nominations if it had ended. Maybe it'll be in there for 2022.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah,
good pick, audience.
Yeah. So let's see. And let's see what the second one was.
Elmo versus Toru. Maid Dragon got 27% of the vote,
right.
So it was kind of
close.
Almost
there. Yeah.
Yeah, both good, both great. I could have gone either way with both. I think both are fantastic.
All right. So for our best fight winner, it's going to be we go again. I can't take this anymore.
Not again.
The suspense. All right. Best fight winner for Just Weebs from 2021 is Levy versus Beast Titan, round 3.
Also serves
not
as,
again.
Also serves as like the funniest moment in Attack on Titan. Okay.
It's just so good.
Okay. Before you guys get mad at us. Okay. Like,
no, leave it alone. Let's just move on.
Okay, it's just so funny. I love this.
You can explain it.
Not again.
It's just so funny. Like he's just so like I wasn't expecting how like it felt even like almost out of character how scared he was of Levy or frustrated he was at that moment, and that was just hilarious.
It's just so funny, and we were just sitting here. We're like, okay, what's our best fight? And we're like, what if we just give it to Levi versus the Beast Titan round 3 because like he just destroys him, and it's so like we were just like, okay, we're just gonna do it. Okay, this is just give it to us. Just let us do this. Let us have it, okay, guys. Just let us have this one.
Listen, we're not the fight choreographers here. You know, we just pick with our hearts, and that too.
Levi beating Zeke again is my favorite type of fight. So
that was
it makes
me
happy and it makes me laugh. So
I mean, one could argue that it wasn't a fight and it was just a slaughter, but it was just so funny.
I think there was a bit more of a back and forth, but it was definitely a slaughter. Shout out. I thought it was funny. It was well done. And I love it. That's all that counts.
Yep. All right. So that's our best fight winner. If you're disappointed, remember, audience, you also got to pick. So your pick was also heard. And actually, I really did like that other fight too.
I did.
All right. So we've got 4 more categories. Four more categories.
We're getting to it.
I don't think there's going to be any more fist fights after this. I'm calling it now.
I don't know about that. Don't underestimate our audience. They are cultured and they have opinions.
I think they're done with us after Levy versus
I think
Beast
they've
Titan.
left the stream. Yeah.
I think they're just like, all right, guys, whatever.
After all, we're just out of here.
Yep. So next one is the episode of the year? Best
episode of the year.
So let's pull that one up. Best episode of the year. The nominees for that are, that's the winner. Okay, here we go. The nominees are Komi-san episode 1, Dyna Zenon episode 10, Sunny Boy episode 8, Odd Taxi episode 13, Mushoku Tensei episode 17, and Maid Dragon S episode 10. Kana goes to NYC.
Yeah, so some of you guys might be like, where is this episode? And I will remind everyone, there are a lot of episodes. So there's a lot of good episodes that would by default not make it. But I think for both of us, this was just like, okay, when we think about individual episodes, what comes to mind? And these are what came to mind. That's what ended up coming to mind.
Yeah, just like standout just episodes that resonated. I mean, like someone mentioned Attack on Titan in the chat. The only one that I think I almost considered it, because there was a few contenders that didn't make it into our final pick. So some stuff we did have longer lists. I think Attack on Titan episode 5 was close for me, but I didn't end up picking it.
We thought of also like Wonder Egg Priority episode 1.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, but I think there's stuff that like, like SSS's Dyna Zenon episode 10, when that episode came out, like everyone was talking about the show. And I'm not saying that's like a prerequisite for making it here, but like when you think back, it's been about like, 10 months since some of these shows have come out. And it's like, when I think back to Dyna Zenon, I'm going to think back to episode 10. When I think back to Sunny Boy, I'm going to think back to episode 8. Komi-san episode 1 had one of the best first episodes I've seen in a very long time. I
agree with that. Yeah.
It was so funny. I love that episode. And then the Mushoku Tensei episode, I think this was really good. It was this episode, of course, where Rudy and his dad make up, and they showed a very interesting, complicated dynamic between the two. I think it had a lot of maturity. And of course, Odd Taxi episode 13, that's when Odd Taxi became, a phenomenon.
Odd Taxi?
Yeah, it became an Odd Taxi.
Yeah, no, it was really good. All of these were actually very, very memorable. I mean, that's why we picked them. Even Dyna Zenon episode 10, super like well executed. One of the most heartwarming episodes of Mushoku Tensei. Yeah, someone was mad at me that I picked that over the Orsted fight or slaughter. So I was like, you know what? This was a really good character moment. So
I would argue you could get the Orsted scene in other series, but I don't think you could get this episode
with
in
two
any series.
very flawed humans such as them, like sort of kind of coming together and, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I would argue this one is more speaks to Mushoku Tensei's strength than the other episode that you mentioned.
Yeah. And it's thematically the core of what Mushoku Tensei is trying to get to. Maid Dragon S, episode 10, really, really fun. Just didn't expect it. Last thing I expected was Kana going to New York City and saving it.
She literally saved New York City. And as someone pointed out in chat, it's really awesome because Toru is actually behind her the entire time, making sure she's safe.
Yes.
Like when you watch back, she's actually like making sure she's fine. So that
was
smart.
So funny.
Attention to detail, very good. Yeah, so I think that's awesome too. And these are all very different shows. I think very different types of episodes. So I like the variety that we have.
Yeah, definitely. And Komi-san episode 1 was like ridiculously impressive for our first episode. I kind of dropped off after that, but I just vividly remember episode 1 being like a knock out of the park. So yeah. And Sunny Boy episode 8 was one of my favorites. That episode was not something I expected to just have me like, I don't know if I'd say on the edge of my seat, but I was like intently watching, like to see what was happening next. Yeah, engrossed for the whole thing. So really good episode. Righty.
There can only be one. There can only be one winner.
Who did the audience pick? Don't let us down, guys. All right. The audience best episode winner is, and you don't have to do a drum roll, Sean.
Drum roll. It's serious time.
We will save it for the end. Is Odd Taxi episode 13. That's what the audience picked. Did you guys surprise yourselves?
Did you guys surprise yourselves? Are you happy with your own decision? I'm happy with their decision.
Maybe. I think so.
I'm not sure. Should we reveal our winner?
Yeah, let's transition. This might not be much of a transition. Here you go, guys.
It's our winner. It's our winner.
It's our winner. We picked the same thing.
Yay. We matched.
I'm sorry, man. Odd Taxi episode 13 was something else. It had everything.
You know that we were saying, like, I remember back when we were doing the spring impressions, and we actually did it before the last Odd Taxi episode came out. And we were like, okay.
We were like, what did we give it to? Nomad or something?
Yeah, we're like, Nomad is animated the season unless Odd Taxi's last episode takes it.
Yeah, unless it pulls through somehow, but we doubt it. And then like a day later, we're like tweeting, DMing each other like, no, we take it back. We were wrong. It's so good.
No, it's Odd Taxi. So I don't know about you, but I think what separated Odd Taxi for me is like, there were just so many different parts to it that made it great. Like you have the taxi in the air scene that we're referencing here, where you get to see everyone in the cast witnessing the same event from different perspectives. We have, of course, the big reveal, which we will not reveal to you guys because, no spoiler season. And then you have the ending. And, I know that they have a movie that's going to be a compilation that will add more scenes to it and flesh out the ending a bit. I'm of the opinion you could not make the movie. I think the ending as it is perfect. I think it's wonderful and I love it. I love how it ends. And while some people aren't a fan of ending on a question mark or cliffhanger, I think it's intriguing enough to work. So
what's strange about that is I wholeheartedly agree with you about the ending. Like, love it. I don't ever need it to continue. And I am usually, like possibly all my life, in the camp of I can't have it end on a cliffhanger. Mm-hmm. That's not a real ending. I need more. I need closure. But that did not feel like, I feel like it could have ended there. I didn't feel like I needed anything more. I think the ambiguity of not knowing, and it can go either way, I was cool with that. And it was just that episode was such a ride. In terms of everything you mentioned, I was like amazed because I think it wasn't any longer than a usual episode. Like I was like amazed that it was doing all of these things and answering all of these things. And everything was coming together seamlessly in this 20-minute episode. I was just blown away. So, yeah, great episode.
Peak fiction.
Peak. All right, guys. that is our best episode of the year for 2021. So now we're going to move on to
this is kind of a similar episode, and I think you guys might be a bit happy with some of the nominees we have here, because sometimes we felt like, we couldn't give these their spot to shine in best episode, but maybe this one, can I say the name?
For the category or?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this one we have best scene of the year. And so this one, it's like, maybe the episode is like, we might not remember the episode in its entirety, or it might not be as much of a stand-up, but these were some really impactful scenes that stuck with us throughout the year. And we're like, you know what? This was like a really awesome scene that we want to recognize. So,
yeah, let me pull up the nominees right now.
And there will be some crossover because, naturally when you have a good scene, it does contribute towards being a good episode,
Yeah.
It's not mutually exclusive.
And it's kind of what made it tough too, to kind of decide between these two similar categories. But I think it was good to sort of narrow it down for ourselves, like what we prioritized. So let me not accidentally pull up the winner. Here are the nominees for best scene. So one of them you're going to recognize. That's Money Bridge from Odd Taxi. Escaping Dimensions from Sunny Boy. I don't know what this was called, but it's the Fido POV scene from 86, I think, part 1.
I would call it when the robot point of view scene, that whole thing.
The robot point of view scene.
Yeah, Fido was the name of the robot, so you're better than me. I was just going to be like the robot scene.
Robot scene. Very, very well executed. Basement transformation, very memorable from final season, episode 5. Yeah.
Yep, we got you guys. Attack on Titan's back.
See?
Attack on Titan words.
Reki is frustrated from Skate the Infinity. This one wasn't like, it's a very like low key sort of scene, but I thought it was really nice in terms of adding to Reki's characterization. And then what we were talking about before, great scene from Mushoku Tensei, which isn't just, I mean, it's a great sparring like action scene, but it's also like a meaningful moment where Ruijerd acknowledges Eris as a warrior.
So we snuck in Mushoku Tensei fight. So you guys can't complain because we included it in one of the scenes. So
yep, exactly. So, and it was genuinely a good scene.
We
and
do
the
not
animation
disappoint at the Just
great.
Weebys.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see what you guys think. If you agree with any of these, you have to, but let's see what you picked.
You guys had no other choice.
Yeah, no other choice.
Yeah.
Let's see. So I'm going to pull up did we have anything else to say about I think we were pretty self-explanatory with the scenes.
Yeah, the scenes are good. We like the scenes. We like them. They're good stuff. Maybe we'll go into detail a bit more with the winners, but I think most of these are pretty self-explanatory as to why they're here.
Okay, so the audience winner for best scene, let's see, here we go. The audience winner for best scene is Escaping Dimensions from Sunny Boy.
And so we didn't put the episode number here. This is in the last episode, if you guys remember. I don't want to spoil the last episode, but if you've seen a clip of Sunny Boy online out of context, it's probably this scene. They show
most likely.
They show the dimensions kind of like on them as they're running through it. It's very unique experimental animation and cinematography. It's just very cool looking. It's got a very great song behind it. It's a very emotionally evocative scene that really just kind of sticks with you. And you're like, damn, this is very impressive. I really just feel the essence of the show through this scene.
Yes. It's like encapsulated through this scene because the whole show is kind of experimenting the whole time, but this kind of pushes the experimentation visually, throughout this whole sequence. And, so you can appreciate it like kind of watching it out of context, but then in context of the show, it's like this whole culmination to kind of this whole journey these characters have sort of been on without saying much else. But yeah.
And I guess we can say a bit more when we reveal our pick for scene of the year.
Yes.
Which is
the best scene of the year for us is the exact same one.
It's the same one.
It's Escaping Dimensions. Come on.
We're still escaping. So I think we were kind of torn on episode and scene, and we're like, well, the Odd Taxi scene where they're in the money taxi, we're like, that's a really great scene, but we're like,
you summed it up really well. Yeah.
I think it was like, it's one part of this episode that makes it so fantastic, where this is like, I do like this episode a lot, but this scene in particular is like what makes me love the episode so much. I think this one is just really fantastic. It encapsulates the show, and it just really stood out to me. I think I remember seeing this before I even saw Sunny Boy, and I was like, this is really impressive.
Yeah,
like,
Shaw and I both had like very similar feelings about Sunny Boy. Like, it wasn't our absolute favorite, but as she said earlier, it had these very magical and impressive moments that really like stood with us. And I feel like it's the show that I could probably watch again and appreciate it more over time, especially because of the stuff that it tries to do. So yeah.
Yeah.
So that is best scene. Are we down to, okay, we're down to the last two
categories.
That's it, guys. We're here.
We're here.
Here for what you've been waiting for. Best sequel. So let me
also one quick shout out before we move on from best scene. Best scene was by far our closest category. The Sunny Boy scene won the audience vote by 2 votes more than the Attack on Titan basement transformation. And
that's insane. That's very close.
Very close. So
audience pulled through.
Audience pulled through to agree with us. And I've seen a bunch of people in chat mention, why was this other scene from Attack on Titan not included? Attack on Titan has a lot of great scenes. We've included a lot of Attack on Titan references, and if you've seen our nominees, Attack on Titan has made it a lot of times. But I think for us, the basement scene and the suspense that was driven from just that conversation and transformation, I feel like that was Attack on Titan excellence at its best.
Yeah.
I think that's how we feel about it, where that represents the intensity, suspense, and just the way all these characters have come so far and how their lives have been intertwined.
The build up, to that moment, and the parallels it was drawing between Reiner and Eren, and just all of that, it's just very phenomenal. What was the scene that was mentioned that we didn't bring up?
They just mentioned random ones, like not random, but like Peak pointing when he said who's the enemy, and like Zeke screaming in the forest. I mean, Zeke screaming is essentially our best fight pick, so that kind of counts. But those are small pieces of the puzzle. I think the basement transformation is a big fight. Is a big piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, it's like a sequence, more or less. Yeah. Well, not a sequence, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. We tried to capture the essence of each series and what made them great.
All right, let's move on to our best sequel nominees, which are
Attack on Titan final season, got Dragon Maid S, Nomad Megalobox season 2, Fruits Basket the final, World Trigger season 2, and then ReZero season 2 part 2. So a lot of great contenders.
Yep, and I think 3 of them Shaw didn't watch.
Yeah, that's about right. So you can tell the Onimaru and Shaw split is very obvious.
Yeah. And we still managed to pick a winner among these. It was just a Venn diagram, and then whatever landed in the middle.
Shouldn't Dynazenon be in best sequel? I will. If I had more spots, I would put it in, but Onimaru wanted to show World Trigger.
Oh, I see what you did.
I was
throwing shade my way.
I threw you under the golden truck.
No, because I don't know. I'm torn. Because isn't Dynazenon more of a spiritual successor, or it is a sequel, but it just takes place in the same universe versus being an actual
I like that
sequel.
Yeah, that's the answer. It's not. No. So okay, we're gonna try that. Dynazenon is not technically a sequel, so we didn't include it. That's why. No, well, we love Dynazenon, but I think you love World Trigger more. So that took your spot.
Well, in terms of I also took this category very literally in terms of what a sequel should be, as opposed to, this is the sequel I enjoyed the most. It's going from World Trigger season 1, as was mentioned in our earlier in the chat, being horribly paced and badly animated, and it was just done a whole disservice for the adaptation, to season 2 being such an upgrade in almost every way. In terms of an adaptation, that's okay, this is a good sequel. This is how it should be done.
Yeah, we definitely tried to take this very literally of what did we find to be not just a good follow-up, but something that improved upon the first season.
Yeah, I feel that same way with what is it? Nomad, I think. Yeah, Nomad was
Nomad.
One of them, so.
And I feel like that Dragon Maid to a slightly lesser extent, but like very much Nomad. And you could also argue Attack on Titan final season, but I think Attack on Titan has just been like consistently improving for me, so it's not like as a huge step up compared to its predecessors. But
I mean, it almost could have been like the first few episodes I remember of Attack on Titan final season. Like it felt like, you know, there was a time skip. It felt like a completely, we were on the Marleyan side. It was felt like a completely different story in some ways. So yeah.
Yeah. But how did you guys vote? I'm not surprised with these results, but we'll have to see.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what you guys picked. Because we had some fan favorites here. Like people wanted Fruits Basket. People wanted ReZero Part 2. You know, those were things that people wanted more of in the Crunchyroll Awards, and they were not there. But the Weebys didn't let you down. Mostly Onimaru. Onimaru's seen them, so Onimaru included them. So Onimaru did not let you down.
I tried. But yeah, and I think someone mentioned, is Fruits Basket worth watching? I think it is. So I think Shaw still needs to finish it. She's like somewhere in season 1. And then she'll let you know if she thinks it's worth watching. And we'll have a whole podcast on it.
Basket Pod.
All right. So, audience best sequel winner is, let's see, Attack on Titan final season.
Y'all did it. It's the Attack on Titan Awards.
Guys,
yeah, I mean it's great. It's a great entry, great sequel.
I'm not surprised, guys. I mean, it is a good sequel. It's very hype.
It was very hype. It was a good, good entry. Lots of good moments. Too many moments for us to capture. Yeah, I think we all had a great time. We reacted to it a lot on the Tokyo Podfathers channel with Onimaru too. I mean, we have a lot to say about it, and I think it's just a great follow-up, and I think the MAPPA staff is doing a great job.
Yeah, I definitely remember those podcasts. A lot of good conversations. Definitely fun to discuss it every week, and definitely a ton of people are having fun discussing it every week now. So, definitely says something about how much impact it has.
To the question of is Fruits Basket worth watching, the second place audience vote was Fruits Basket. So I think the audience would agree it's worth checking out.
There you go. All right.
But which was our pick? Did we agree with our audience again?
All right, guys. I really want you to try here. What do you think we picked? What's our best sequel? Whoever gets it right in the chat can win an opportunity to be put into a drawing to possibly be our sponsor next year for the Weebys. Yep. Once in a lifetime opportunity. All right, we got some guesses here. All right. Hot take, AOT is just okay on a week-to-week or a seasonal basis. It is better when you can take the entire series as a whole. Yeah, I could see that. Is that really a hot take?
It might
be more of just
it might be given everyone saying Attack on Titan words, maybe.
True.
Well, we got a lot. Nomad, okay. World Trigger, Megalobox, Dragon Maid. We got pretty much every nominee in here.
All right, so our second to last category, here we go. Our best sequel winner of 2021 is Nomad.
Yo, we did it. The Nomad Awards. Okay. I'm excited by this. This was probably like one of the categories we had the most discussion for, which was not much because we agreed a lot, but like this was probably the most amount of discussion we had.
Yeah, we went a bit back and forth on this.
Yeah. I'll let you take it away because you have good thoughts on Nomad.
Spanish guitar. That's
Spanish guitar.
I'm kidding. No, I thought Nomad was incredibly impressive. I thought a lot of people weren't as, not a lot of people were as crazy about Megalobox season 1, especially because of the way it ended. And I could totally understand that. But I did enjoy it to a certain degree. So when I heard it was coming back, I had no idea what this would be about. Like it kind of seemed like everything was resolved in season 1. So it was like, all right, I'm curious. And just the first 4 episodes alone, like, are just insane. Like that's its own arc, and it creates so much atmosphere. It kind of frames, like, Joe feels like a completely different person that's just seen so much, and it hasn't even been like that long. And it, you know, it all plays into this larger message that I think is really important, and you don't really see a lot in many action like oriented or, you know, sport, you know, anime, and like kind of the real, like the reality of sort of like kind of doing these things in terms of like the physical toll it takes, and also mental toll. So
for sure. And watching I remember, you know, when we were talking about it back in spring of last year, we also kind of noted there are a lot of like impressive elements that might not be as overt as, like, you know, the action sequences, character writing, but it also has some very impressive world building for this kind of like very futuristic, but, you know, huge wealth disparity, the environmental strain on the, you know,
I'm glad you brought that up, actually.
Yeah, I just remembered it. I was like, yeah, there's great world building, great sound design. Everyone asks, what is good sound design? Check out Megalobox, Nomad included. That's good sound design.
Yes.
So there's a lot of really great
it really fits the vibe of the world.
Yeah. So
the music fits the vibe. Yeah,
I think it's the overall package. I was one of those people who had some beef with Megalobox season 1's ending. It felt kind of underwhelming, but this kind of took everything that made Megalobox season 1 so great and just capitalized on it. Fantastic entry, fantastic sports anime, and one of the best of 2021. So check out both Megalobox season 1 and season 2 for a good time.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think you'll enjoy it. And I just to comment a little bit more on the world building, I think it was like at times it was very subtle and sort of in the background, but you could just pick up on like these little things. Like they wouldn't outright say it, but like, you know, like the village they were at or whatever, like chief and all of that, like kind of had like a Spanish heritage, and it was sort of like hinted at that they were kind of like immigrants and all this. So it was just very, very interesting. And how that blended into like the larger like society. So
good show.
All right. So that is our sequel winner of 2021. Now let's move on to the moment you've all been waiting for, the category that will make you tune out and never tune back in because you might heavily disagree with us or not. Let us get to the coveted award, Anime of the Year.
It's time, guys.
It's time.
It's what you've all been waiting for.
Let me pull up our nominees. We actually did like 2 more nominees in this category just to give enough variety. Because there were a lot of there were a lot of good picks this past year. And here we've got the final nominees are Odd Taxi, Attack on Titan Final Season, My Senpai is Annoying, Dragon Maid S, Fruits Basket the Final, Nomad, ReZero Season 2 Part 2, and Mushoku Tensei. Someone's like, only 2 possibilities for Anime of the Year.
So before, do we go through this? Okay.
We didn't actually mention it, and I think I know what you're looking at. So
okay. Where is Anime Film of the Year? It was the Gintama film. We decided it's just Gintama.
It was Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0.
It was the Gintama
we just decided, obviously unanimously, and yeah.
It's the Gintama
It's just
film.
Eva film.
Gintama the final.
Eva. Hideaki Anno, last film.
Gintama.
It's great. We're totally saying the same thing. 22,
After all,
25
we're just
years
Gintama.
We're just Gintama.
Yeah,
I gotta watch Pompo though. I've been hearing great things about Pompo.
We heard Pompo.
In all seriousness, we talked a little bit about films. There wasn't a lot, if we were being strict to 2021, that came out enough to kind of round out a whole category. So we were just like, you know, maybe it shouldn't be a category.
We got so frustrated with not understanding what qualified as a 2021 film, like Western release, Blu-ray release. Like it was too frustrating. You guys know how the film release goes, and like we were kind of torn on like not having seen that many films we thought were in 2021 anyway. So it was kind of a crapshoot. So we're just like, you know what, we're gonna mail it in and pick Gintama. That's why we ended up with Gintama.
Yeah, we ended up with Eva 3.0 plus 1.0. But we hope that, you know, maybe the category will be in next year.
Yeah.
So these are our nominees. I don't think we have to say too much about them, considering like we've sort of talked about all of these up till now. There's nothing really here that we haven't talked about before.
I think this is a good mix of fan favorites, popular favorites, slightly niche favorites, but it's definitely very just Weebs favorites. Like, you got Onimar representing with his taste, my taste. Like, I don't know. I'm happy with our picks because I know you're not going to get like this same assortment anywhere else.
Yeah, and I also like that, kind of both of us are just Weebs. We sort of just like to watch a little bit of everything. We're naturally kind of just want to see what's out there. So I think this reflects that, as Shah said.
We're kind of full-time anime watchers and enjoyers.
Yeah, full-time.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
To clarify, to clarify, if you could bring the screen back real quick for 2 seconds.
Okay, let's do it. There you go.
Yeah. So we also I'd say the top picks were kind of mine, but we agreed on a lot, and the bottom picks were yours, but we also agreed on them.
Oh yeah. I just thought you were referring to Weirdy just brought up. More than half of these are sequels. Feel like they should stay in the sequel category. Is that what you were referring to, or?
No, I was going to bring up the way they were divided, but I was also going to say, we were talking about like, do we keep sequels out? And I'm a firm believer that if a sequel is one of the best of the year, it should be there. I don't think it should be disqualified just because we have a sequel category, but that's just me.
Yeah, we talked about it, and it's like if it's that strong of a contender, put it in anime of the year.
Because imagine, Megalobox, like using Nomad as an example. Nomad is almost a completely different feeling series than its predecessor in season 1. Like that's just like a completely different show.
Yeah.
Like it would feel weird not to include it when we're like, okay, it's not like Attack on Titan where it's just another season. But even then, the argument has been made this season of Attack on Titan feels very different. And Fruits Basket, the final, has obviously made waves by everyone saying it's kind of like, peak experience of the season. It feels kind of weird just not to honor those in like the best of category when that's how they've been treated. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. And who knows, we might tweak the criteria next year, but at least for this year, this is kind of like we felt like, if it was that resonated that strongly, it should, it's probably your anime of the year. So it should be reflected in that. So, but yeah. So let's see if the audience agrees. Let's see what they picked. Did they pick a sequel as anime of the year? Let's check that out. The audience anime of the year winner. The audience anime of the year winner. Let me pull out my special envelope for this. Okay. I have it right here. This is the moment of truth to see if you guys let us down. Or if we let you down. The audience anime of the year winner is... Whoops. Wait, what?
Taxi.
I am surprised.
Odd Taxi. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk?
See, I thought they were going to pick Attack on Titan final season.
I would have thunk. But this wasn't that close, actually. This 35% of the vote went to Odd Taxi.
Huh.
Who would have thunk? Who would have thought?
Maybe the audience was also just saying, like, guys, there's too many sequels in here. Come on.
They obviously just stopped voting because of sequel of the year. No. Yeah. It's Odd Taxi.
All right. Well, spoiler, we picked Attack on Titan final season just to stick to our guns about sequels. So that's it. That's the show, guys. Sorry. But really, our anime of the year to conclude the stream, to end off the night, we're going to show you what we thought was honestly the best anime of 2021 that stayed with us. And that is none other than Odd Taxi. We love you guys. Thank you for agreeing with us. You have taste. We have taste. We can leave the night okay with each other. Yes. So that's great.
I don't know if you would have thought this like a year ago. I definitely didn't. If you would have asked me a year ago if Odd Taxi would have,
a furry anime?
I probably would have predicted that one. If you would have asked me if Odd Taxi would have embodied everything I value in the medium, I would have been like, what is Odd Taxi?
Exactly. You nailed it on the head.
Exactly. I don't know. Odd Taxi, I think, is just everything I appreciate about the anime medium. A unique art style, interesting narrative, very witty dialogue, interesting presentation, good plot twists, and just like, a very complete product.
Yeah. Odd Taxi has everything, and the best part about it is that, you know, it's able to save the surprise for the very end, which is peak.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
so
very
and
rare
it
that
brings
you
it
have
all
such a
together.
oh yeah, sorry to interrupt.
Sorry. Oh no, sorry, go ahead.
It's very rare that you have such a fulfilling experience in 13 episodes. It's just, you know, it's a diamond in the rough. It's an amazing show.
It's pretty insane because like before that, I was like impressed by Vivi, like being able to accomplish so much in like one core. And I was thinking like, you don't really see that often, you know, a complete story in one, like in the 11 or 12 episodes. But then, you know, Taxi took it to the next level.
If you're gonna watch one anime from 2021, watch Odd Taxi. You should watch more, but if you could only pick one, pick Odd Taxi.
Yeah, I actually definitely agree with that. So that's kind of it. So
if you can only pick, no,
she's gonna say it for the people in the back.
YouTube channel to watch. Pick just Weebs.
Yes, if you can only pick one YouTube channel to subscribe to Just Weebs.
To Just Weebs.
Drop us a comment. Let us know what you thought. If you guys disagreed, you know, don't tell us what got snubbed. We already know. We heard it in the chat. Just, you know, tell us you checked out some of the stuff we mentioned here. Maybe, you know, what you thought about it. But you could tell us what got snubbed. We don't mind. We'll definitely consider our process for next year, so we don't fill out some. And you know, give the awards a like. Let us know if you enjoyed it. And besides that, that's about it. Thanks for sticking it out with us. Thanks for joining us for the stream. It was a ton of fun, and we hope to keep doing this every year. So, see you guys